Hello, everybody, and welcome to Top Road Reality, episode 46, part 4. Woo! We gotta do that with a part. When you throw up the 4, you gotta woo.
Woo.
Everybody knows it.
That's true. You gotta do that.
And we're going to talk about superstars who would have been perfect for the Attitude Era.
That's true.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Coming up first is Dean Ambrose. Of course.
Of course.
Who we say he is? He's like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Stone Cold was perfect for that.
He's got a lot of mixture of everybody. He's got a little mixture of Piper. He's got a little mixture of Crazy Foley. He's got a mixture of Brian Pillman in there.
It says Dean Ambrose embodies all the qualities that matter most in the Attitude Era.
That's true.
Though the Lunatic Fringe, which I wish they would call him that so much. That's Vince McMahon yelling. That's Vince McMahon in Michael Cole's ear.
That's true.
Lunatic Fringe. Make sure you say Lunatic Fringe and the WWE Network.
Yes.
The Lunatic Fringe has established himself as a pillar of modern day WWE. There's no doubt that the unstable superstar would have looked right at home inside the war zone.
That's right.
On Monday nights. Never mind that the Lunatic Fringe wild, outspoken nature would have been an appropriate counterbalance to some Attitude's most celebrated personalities. And don't forget the 24/7 hardcore rule. Can you imagine Dean Ambrose with a hardcore title in the backstage looking around, at the airport looking around? If we loved it so much when they kept trying to do that to Crash,
right?
Whenever at the amusement park or at a circus or in the airport or in the backstage area, I believe they should do that again. We should bring back the hardcore title with the 24/7 rule.
It would be interesting.
It would. It would give people who don't have TV time on TV for just a short period of time. It doesn't matter. You got 3 hours, which Triple H said he'd rather have 2 hours.
That's true. I'm glad he says that.
And they probably will go about 2 hours for it with. But like we said before about Stone Cold Steve Austin, he is pretty much kind of like Stone Cold a little bit. And if you had Vince McMahon, who was the authority figure, trying to stop Ambrose, and Ambrose would do all the stuff like Stone Cold did, and just be a pain in the neck to Vince McMahon, would only be better. It's clear Ambrose's brand of anarchy would have thrived during the WWE's most infamous era.
That is true. That is true. And now we're going to be talking about Bray Wyatt.
And there's another one.
It says, who's to say a slimy preacher man wouldn't have been right at home? Truth be told, Bray Wyatt is a superstar tailor-made for Attitude. What with his hellfire and brimstone speeches, outlandish illusions, and that's
mitigated.
Unmitigated. That's easy for you to say.
Thank you.
Brutality. That is crazy. Who is coming up with this dictionary? That is crazy. He's a big brawler with a captivating personality and the kind of fully developed persona most superstars go their entire lives without even sniffing. Plus, the fantasy matchmaking almost writes itself. Forget simply having Bray and Undertaker. How about this? The Ministry of Darkness versus a fully formed, expanded Wyatt family with an Attitude Era crowd and Jim Ross on commentary. You'd have Kane and Bray Wyatt. You could have Bray Wyatt and Undertaker. You'd have Bray Wyatt, Mankind. All those kind of crazy characters. He would fit right in with them.
He would have.
Even a Bray Wyatt and Vader. That would be interesting.
That would be. And Luke Harper. And don't forget Luke Harper and them.
That's true.
If they just went Bray Wyatt only, think of the people he could have brought into the Wyatt family since Luke Harper and Eric Rowan wasn't around.
That's true.
I mean, maybe Kane's part of Wyatt's and set up with the Ministry.
That's true.
Or maybe Viscera, who was with the Ministry of Darkness.
True.
I mean, he joins or APA. Maybe we switch off. There is so much. There would have been so much to do.
That's true.
And I think we're going to get Bray and Undertaker if Undertaker's well enough.
Which they're all saying, oh, he doesn't look healthy, but they've been saying that for the last 2 or 3 years.
Well, we'll
he
know.
Still pulls it off. After Fastlane, you'll
At the Monday, that Raw, after Fastlane, yes.
I think we'll kind of know.
We will hear, we might not see Undertaker, but we will know That's Undertaker he's been talking about all
Yeah.
this time. Now let's get. Are you done with your part?
I'm done with my
Anything else?
part.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Well, let's get to number 3 on the 5 reasons why WWE should take an off season. Number 3, superstars can recover from injuries. That's true. They can still do that now without taking an off season, but you'd have to take the person out of the spotlight, which
That's
is
right.
good.
Well, I mean, as many of their low-level talent they have, that they if they learn to push them up while the bigger names are out of the spotlight, and you can rotate people around. Because they always say, oh, they got to move people around. Daniel Bryan even said, well, they always move people around. Look at The Miz and look at Daniel Bryan and look at Bad News Barrett. Look at all these people. But that, in my opinion, is not true. Why move those people around if you don't want to move John Cena around?
Yeah, I know.
Move John Cena to the opening match. If you can move The Miz to the opening match after being the World Heavyweight Champion for as long as he did and for as successful as he did, let's do that to John Cena. Why not?
That's true.
So why can't they do
I mean,
that?
John
Why can't
Cena
they
says,
do
I don't have any say-so in the back. I just do what they tell me to do.
that? Right.
Yeah. You've got to be kidding. So if they said, your first match, you'd be okay with that? I'm first match? Yeah.
Says the WWE schedule is a
different.
test of endurance, and sometimes, depending on a superstar's current roster status, there may not have enough time to heal any injuries incurred while on the road. There is no doubt that time off has improved Punk's health, and now he's got a good mind on his shoulders now. And the same could be said for other superstars if WWE had an offseason. Just like Bryan, Punk is another example of a recent top-level superstar who fell victim to the demands of the schedule, and he got burned out.
He does.
Other superstars who have had their time on TV compromised because of injuries include Christian, who apparently cannot come back,
No.
Rey Mysterio, who's always injured, and Sin Cara, who's the original Sin Cara was injured quite a bit. Even though they may not have been involved in many major storylines in the past couple of years, their presence is still an asset to WWE as people come to see them perform. And an off-season would correct this and allow for most superstars to compete in an optimal physical condition. And yes, there are cases where injuries may need more than 4 months to rest and make for a more positive attitude among the roster. It would give people time to not burn out as quickly,
Right.
and you may have longevity in careers where they say, oh, well, they didn't have a very long career because of this, that, and the other. Think about Corey Graves. All those concussions. They could have let him off, and had longevity, and he may still be wrestling right now.
That's right.
If it was not for all that kind of stuff. And they've gotten better in the WWE about, you're injured, you got to go. Because of concussions and because of their wellness policy and the testing. The testing saved MVP's life. He had a heart condition, didn't even know about it. So things like that, they want a dog on WWE, but things like that are a huge asset to a wrestler's, longevity in wrestling. They do have the testing and the wellness policy and all that stuff going on, but maybe not even if they don't do an off season, and they at least do where they swap people out. I mean, I think it would be great.
With the money, we know it's not going to happen.
Right.
There's too much money. They can't go
Gotta
for.
keep the
They
engine
can't go
going.
4 or 6 or 3 to 4 months off with nothing going on with the network. They can't do it. It's just what we're talking about here. We know it's never going to happen. But if they do, need to switch them out.
But you take a wrestler and let them be
Because
off
like you
for.
said, okay, you're running the card 6 months, you lose your match, you need to take a break.
Right.
You go away for a little while. People will love when you come back. John Cena should be taking breaks.
Right. I mean, you could have a top superstar like a Daniel Bryan and like a John Cena and stuff be at the top of the card because you got 2 different rosters on live events anyway, so it works out well.
Yeah.
And they use the same talent on Raw and SmackDown now, so
Yeah, they do.
you can swap people out, but you could take a John Cena or a Daniel Bryan, since they're and Roman Reigns, that's your top 3 faces.
Right.
Okay. So you can have one doing things for one live event group, like a John Cena on this live event group, a Daniel Bryan on this live event group, while Roman Reigns is taking a 3-month sabbatical to rest. And then you bring Roman Reigns in, you take John Cena out for 3 months, and then you bring John Cena back in, you take Daniel Bryan out for 3 months. They could easily do that.
Of
And then
course.
3 months are still getting paid.
Or 2 months. Throw Dolph in there. People love Dolph.
Exactly.
You could fix it where they're gone for 2 months. And of course, you have all that you give them time to rest. That's between after WrestleMania And then you build, you off a little bit, and you're back in for your build for SummerSlam. Then you're off again. You can miss a few little pay-per-views during that time. Then you're back for the road to WrestleMania again.
Yep.
Full force. And there you go. You just keep rolling it out. Boom, 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 over and over again.
Because if you think back in the day with Hulkamania, if they're talking about, oh, we gotta have John Cena here, he's the moneymaker. They didn't do that with Hogan.
No.
Hogan would be gone, and they'd be other people. You know, he'd still be the champion.
No.
You know, things of that nature, but they would still have focus on other people, and he'd be gone.
And see, what gets me now, you know, Brock. If they continue this trait of what they're doing with the champion, fine. But they're not going to do that. When Roman Reigns, who beats
he's gonna be on there
Brock,
all the time, right?
he's not going to be here just to be a special occasion now. Oh, it's a real special occasion to see the champion.
Right.
No. He'll be there after WrestleMania. He'll be there at the Extreme Rules. He'll be there Fast Break, Breakdown,
Whatever they're called.
Money in the Summer, Summer Survival. Everyone.
Every one of them.
Hell, with TLC, yes, he will not take breaks. Being the world champion all of a sudden will not be a special attraction.
Right. Which I could see them doing that. I think that'd be cool to do that every now and then. You may not want to do it every time. Okay, you
Well,
have...
definitely doing it this way.
They're doing it right
if
now with Brock.
Brock kept the title, he can break CM Punk's record by only wrestling 6 times.
Oh, true. But you have Brock Lesnar who does that as a special occasion thing.
Yes.
And then Roman gets it. And, you know, if they had someone like a John Cena win it, when he doesn't need to be around all the time, then he could win it and he could be off in the sunset sometimes and you'd have time for other people. You know, do that every now and then with the title not being the main focus and it being the contenders, because it's actually, you know, everybody was kind of nervous. We were even talking about how we were kind of nervous how they were going to do that with Brock being gone, and they've done it well.
How can you have a show without your champion being there?
But they've done it well, and they've had focus on people like a Dean Ambrose and a Bray Wyatt and a Seth Rollins,
Oh,
and
yes.
it really and truly, with the champion not being there, look who the number one heel is, and that's Seth Rollins.
It is.
If it was not for that, if Brock was there every week, Seth Rollins would be an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
So it's helped Seth Rollins to become the number one, or really, I guess, because Brock's the number one heel. Number two heel is Seth Rollins right now. But with Brock not being around, it makes Seth Rollins seem more important.
It does.
It makes him look bigger and better.
I just hope whoever wins the title, I hope they continue this on. Even if it is Bryan, if they even try Bryan again, I hope they do it the same
Even
thing.
if they do.
See, but with Bryan though, they pay him already. He don't have to have a much break like Brock does.
Right. But even if they do, okay, he won it at WrestleMania. He can, you know, okay, let's say Roman Reigns has the belt.
Okay, Roman Reigns has the belt.
Roman Reigns has the belt.
No.
He does not wrestle at Extreme Rules. He could be there on commentary during the main event match, and the main event match determines who the next contender will be.
Yep.
And then the next pay-per-view, Roman Reigns will be there. He's still there as a person on commentary,
Figurehead, yes.
as a figurehead saying, hey, I'm the champion, I'm just hanging out. But then the following pay-per-view after Extreme Rules, I bet you're looking up the names of the pay-per-views right now, aren't you?
Yes, very good.
Great minutes. Like,
Yes, keep going.
So then the following pay-per-view, then he has his title match. Then the next month, let's do a title match. Okay, then take another break. Okay, so he's off one, works two, off one, come back
Because you're
again.
going to win him at SummerSlam.
Right, you got to make sure that it evens out to be at SummerSlam he's there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And since Survivor Series is not big anymore, you ain't worry
Who
about that.
cares? Right. Exactly.
Okay, so we got Fastlane coming up, then Extreme Rules, Payback, Money in the Bank, Battleground, and SummerSlam.
So, essentially, he could be off. He could be off
And
for
WrestleMania, of course.
Extreme. He could be, yes. Which way am I going here?
So that's this one, next one, then it'll be WrestleMania.
See,
I don't know why they put down
got it out of order there. That's
right.
really weird, people. So anyway, after Fastlane, you got WrestleMania. He wins the belt, takes off for Extreme Rules, and then he wrestles at Payback. Money in the Bank is about being a contender, so he could take off for Money in the Bank. Okay, then we're at Battleground and SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And there you go. So
Then you got Night of Champions, Hell in the Cell, which he has to rebound Night of Champions as the champion.
right.
Skip Hell in the Cell, maybe Survivor Series, maybe TLC, and we're back to Royal Rumble in 2016.
Right.
I mean, it could work.
It could work.
It can make it feel more like, hey, it's
a
more a
special
bigger thing.
Right. Absolutely.
And have the United States champion, which should be John Cena, and whoever the Intercontinental champion is.
He don't even
and the
defend
tag
the
team
U.S.
titles.
title.
He'll bring more prestige to it. If one of two things: either John Cena carrying the United States title will help the United States title, or Rusev will beat John Cena somehow, and that will help Rusev.
Help it, exactly.
Yeah, so it's a win-win in that match at WrestleMania. Even though I hate to see John Cena win the belt, but you know.
At the same time, it does make sense.
Yes. Well, that is it, folks, for this week, episode 46. One step closer to our
cloper,
to our anniversary.
Anniversary. 1 year anniversary show.
Anniversary.
It's going to be an epic event. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of things planned. Our countdowns have got to be good. We've got to make some good countdowns. And we're going to be talking about a lot of great things.
But I've got a special shocker for everybody out here. We've done the paperwork.
Dun, dun, dun.
And as of right now,
Dun, dun, dun.
Jeff Salvage is on his way back to Top Rope Reality.
There you go. He has contacted us.
Yes, contact us. So in the next 2 episodes, it could be next week, but
Could be.
surely will be the next episode. Within the next 2,
So either
all his
47
fans-
or 48.
yes, everybody's favorite Jeff Savage will be here.
He
on his,
finally got
one of his
the interview.
captivating segments.
He finally apparently got the interview with who he wanted to have the interview with.
Oh yes.
Knocking on doors and politicking for the interview.
Yes. He was
So-
kissing hands and shaking babies.
That's
so.
right. So that's coming up within the next week or 2, plus so much more coming up. And we've got a lot of things planned.
Oh yes.
More WrestleMania talk coming as well.
So I want to thank you again for watching episode 46 of Top Rope Reality this week. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm Justin Carter.
And we'll catch you on the road to the fast lane of WrestleMania. Right here at Top Rope Reality.